Hello, everybody, and welcome to round 2 of our 10 drafts in a day, or at least aspirations for 10 drafts in a day. We trophied the first one with blue-green opposition. Can we make it back-to-back? There is no power in this pack, nothing too good. Well, I mean, I love Teferi. I don't love committing two colors in the first pack, but Teferi is one of the cards that I think is strong enough to justify doing that. There's also Narset, Opposition, Emery, Ugin, Solitude. Threat Dynamo and Ugin and Emery are all good in the same decks, but we can't get all of them. I think I'm just going to take Teferi. Either blue or white will probably be somewhat open, and then it's just such a good card. Ooh. Interesting pick here. There's Spell Pierce, Colonnade, and Palace Jailer, all of which are very strong. I kind of think I'm supposed to take Colonnade. Yeah, let's go with that. Palace Jailer is almost so good that I would just take it here, but it can wheel, and Colonnade is really, really good. It's just great fixing, great value, just a strong card all around. Now, Swords of Plowshares versus Shelldock Isle. That's a really close one. Shelldock is absolute premium interaction. But Shelldock Isle is just broken. I think I'm taking the Shelldock here. I could imagine regretting this if we don't get Path and we don't get any board sweepers, but Shelldock Isle is just so good. Now we have a great start with the mana. And there's a Golos, but I think we just take Misty Rainforest here. There's also a lot of good black cards, but yeah, let's take the Misty Rainforest. Solidify that mana. Factor Fiction, now that's a great pickup. There's also Shipwreck Marsh, Recruiter of the Guard, Wormcoil Engine, some good black stuff, but yeah, Factor Fiction is just great. Also, a bit of a sign to see that this late. This isn't like one of the top blue cards in the format, but it's still very, very strong, and at least 4 people passed it, so that's pretty good for us. So we're looking for Counter Magic, Cantrips, a blue-white fetchable land that will make this Misty Rainforest really good. And then any of the blue-white gold cards would be amazing. Or not any of them, but like if we got the other Teferi, that'd be amazing. If we could pick up Fractured Identity, of course, that'd be great. Okay, Worn Power Stone, Sensei's Divining Top, or Cave of the Frost Dragon. I'll take the Cave here. I like having mana lands. Now we have some really nice lands in our mana base. Yeah. Okay, we could take Frantic Search, Sower of Temptation, Hangerback Walker. There's also Leavold, but that's a little tough to cast. I think I like taking the Sower here. Yeah, let's do that. This card is solid. Now we have Everflowing Chalice. Black is looking like the most open color, but I still think these blue cards are good enough that they're worth playing here. Somewhat late for Wingmare, but yeah, let's just take the mana. Now we have... Emery is probably not going to be very good for us. There's Godless Shrine, Stirring Wildwood. I'm kind of leaning towards taking the Stirring Wildwood here and potentially going Bant. Green looks somewhat open, and we already have Misty Rainforest. Yeah, let's take that. We could also take the Emery, but I think I like going with this plan. Now we'll take Cultivate. Sort of moving in on this direction. I think this is solid. Mirari's Wake is spicy, but I don't think that's the right pickup here. Okay, there's a Usher of the Fallen versus Pelucranos. I don't like Usher of the Fallen very much in this deck. Yeah, we'll take the We could even take Sword of Feast and Famine, but Pelucranos is decent, depending on how heavy green we end up. We might end up being blue-green with a small white splash. This card has consistently risen in my pick order. I'm not at all going to be first picking this card anytime soon, but it's a lot better than I used to think it was. Kill stuff well and pressures Planeswalkers very well, and just can become like an 8/8 that kills the opponent quickly. Now I'll take Knight of the Reliquary. That's a good pickup. We already have a lot of good value lands to get. 3 mana lands and a Shelldock Isle. Now, Wormcoil Engine, not too bad. So, none of our colors are particularly open, but we have so many colors that... And such good mana that we can probably get some good cards out of most packs. I guess I'll take Bone Shards and Ashen Rider. Okay. So, yeah, I think this is a decent start. We have Remand, Sylvan Library, 2 Signets that are on color, Garrick. I think we got to take the Remand, though. Yeah, let's do that. I really do want to have access to some interaction. And blue is our least open color, so we need to prioritize the early picks towards blue for sure. Now we have Spellseeker, Sword of Fire and Ice, Courser. I think we might just want to take a board sweep. There's also Rigid Verge Thicket, but yeah, let's just take this. This is a nice board sweeper if we end up, well, white's not that open, and we have a decent number of creatures. That might not have been a good pick, but none of the other cards were amazing there. Okay, now we can take a Hallowed Fountain. That's great. There's also Shark Typhoon, Wall of Omens, Trigon Predator, Hex Drinker, but Hallowed Fountain makes our Misty Rainforest get white, and it just solidifies our mana even more. It's also good to have lands that have the type Plains or Forest with Knight of the Reliquary. It's pretty awkward if you have Knight of the Reliquary off of like Colonnade, Cave of the Frost Dragon, Stirring Wildwood, and Hallowed Fountain makes it more likely that we'll be able to have lands to sacrifice. So what are we looking for primarily here? Still looking for more counter magic. Mana Leak would be amazing. We could also find Noble Hierarch or Gilded Goose or something like that. Almost any multicolored card would be good for us here. Oko, stuff like that. There is a multicolored card in Night of Autumn, but there's also Jace and Consecrated Sphinx. I think I'm taking the Sphinx here. In general, erring on the side of taking cheap cards is good, and Jace is decent in this deck. But Consecrated Sphinx is just so good, especially when you have some ramp to get to it faster. Yeah, let's take the Sphinx here. Now we have Soulfire Grandmaster if we found Time Walk. Solemn Simulacrum is just a nice value play. Acidic Slime, Unexpectedly Absent. I think Absent is the best card for us. Yeah, I'll take this card. We might end up being heavier white after all. Like cutting Pelucranos and being like more blue-white control. Now I can take Council's Judgment. There's also Emrakul and Repeal, but Council's Judgment is great, especially now that we're moving more towards white. Ooh, Skyclave Apparition versus Path to Exile. That's pretty close. Trinket Mage can find Everflowing Chalice, but that's not that valuable. I think it's worth it to take the Path here. Yeah, let's do that. It's cheap and it's really good. Skyclave Apparition is also good, but I think it's worth it to take the Path here. Now we could take another Titan, Faith's Fetters, or Brazen Borrower. I think I like taking the Borrower here. This card is good. Ooh, Oust and Garruk. Those are both good pickups here. I think I'm going to take the Garruk, though, given that we just took the Path. Garruk is strong. He's removal. He makes bodies. The back half is not as good in this deck as it is in a more creature-heavy build, but it's still not bad. We are a little light on Mana Acceleration. I wouldn't mind getting a bit more of that. Okay, more Mana Fixing. That is good as well. Yeah, we'll take Trigon Predator. So probably not playing this in the main deck, but it will be a great card in some matchups out of the board. Now we get Night of Autumn, pretty good late pickup. This deck is decent. It's not broken by any means, but it has very good mana and a mix of solid spells. I don't think we need red mana, so let's just take... Well, we could splash Omnath. But I'm going to take this just to speculate. If we get Time Walk, that'll become a really nice combo. Yes, on Burial Rites, Dante Vanguard, which is actually a reasonable sideboard card to bring in against control. Could even be a main deck card, depending on how the final build looks. Whoa! Holy moly, is this pack good. There's two lands that would be phenomenal. There's Bribery, which is just broken, and then there's, of course, Black Lotus and Ancestral Recall. It's between these two, as good as all those other cards are. Lotus is great with Consecrated Sphinx, but it's not amazing with this deck in general. Yeah, I think Ancestral is better here, but that's a really close pick. Someone is going to be very happy to get past a Black Lotus. Yeah, just like turn 1 Garruk is fine. Turn 1 Factor Fiction is not that good. Turn 1 Cultivate's not that good. This isn't a great Lotus deck. And Ancestral is very, very strong. We also don't have that much card draw. We have Factor Fiction and Consecrated Sphinx, but beyond that, we don't have much, and Ancestral helps with that a lot. There's a Wrenn and 6, but we only have one fetch land. There is, let's see, Tinker doesn't really do it. Click is good. I guess we just take Click. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not broken, but it's a good card. Our curve is getting a little awkward, though. We have a lot of 3s, so hopefully we can find either some 1-mana accelerants or just, like, some other 1 and 2 mana plays to smooth out the curve. Yeah, don't. Well, Pelucranos may be good. We'll see how the mana looks. If we have very good mana to have this on turn 4 every game, that would be worth it. Ooh, all right, we'll take it to Teferi. There's also Rift Sower, Jite, Gargaroth. Definitely some decent cards. Maybe Rift Sower or Gargaroth will wheel. But yeah, not passing the Teferi here. That card is very, very strong. Now I want mana even more. Unfortunately, both Simic Signet and Azorius Signet were in pack 2, I believe. And we're not getting either one of those. We could get Selesnya Signet. Or just like some of the dudes, like Sylvan Caryatid. So this is the more creature-heavy build. We could also do a build where we cut Pelucranos and Trigon Predator and bring in a board sweeper. But we would probably need a little bit more counter magic to really support that. We'll see where we end up. Also, our mana is now only good. It was phenomenal at the beginning, but we haven't gotten a ton lately. Keep in mind, 2 of these sources are, I mean, they're good, but they don't help us fix. So we only have 5 lands that add multiple colors. We do have 1 Misty Rainforest, which is a tri-land. Also, our only mana acceleration, Everflowing Chalice, does not help fix our colors. Getting Teferi does make Black Lotus a little bit better. Turn 2 Teferi is quite strong, but I still think I like taking the Ancestral. Okay. I think we should take Savannah here. Search for Tomorrow's good. Banishing Light's good. Dismember as well. But we don't have a green light fetch, or yeah, we don't have a green light fetchable land yet, and we already have 20 spells. Let's just solidify the mana. Our green cards aren't amazing, but I think it's decent to splash, even if we don't play the Pelucranos, or even Trigon Predator. Splashing for these 2 Knights, Garrick, and Cultivate is pretty good. And it's also some extra upside to be able to have Stirring Wildwood as another man land in the mana base. Sower of Temptation is potentially dicey, but I think I like having it. There's also, even if we're not getting Time Walk at this point, of course, but Soulfire Grindmaster is good with Ancestral Recall and Path to Exile as well, but that's a little expensive. You need 5 mana to make that happen. So we'll see where we end up. Okay, so Sakura Tribe Elder versus Verdant Catacombs. That is interesting. Verdant Catacombs cannot get blue, but it can get Savannah. There's also Phantasmal Image. I think I like just taking the Verdant, though. Although, Sakura Tribe Elder is really good. Yeah, actually, I will take the Sakura Tribe Elder. We have 1, 2, 3, 4... Actually, how good is our green fixing? Not amazing. No, I will take the Verdant, actually. I think this is the discipline pick. Sakura Tribe Elder is good, but accelerants that put you 2 to 4 aren't as good in this deck as ones that put you 1 to 3 because we have a lot of 3-drops. So having 4 mana on turn 3, like there's a decent number of games where we'll play turn 2 Sakura Tribe Elder and still be playing a 3-drop on turn 3. Okay, 2 Gideons and a Plow Under. We're taking one of the Gideons, I think. Probably Gideon Ally of Zendikar. Yeah, let's do that. This card is probably just like a little bit better overall. Now we have Primetime and Elspeth. Both good cards. Primetime has some good things to get, but I still think I like just taking the Elspeth here. Yeah, let's do that. And now with the way this is developed, I do wish we'd taken Black Lotus. We got a bunch more things that are good to play ahead of schedule. But it's fine. I mean, Ancestral will be great as well. Now we can take a Breeding Pool, which is good. It makes Verdant Catacombs get blue. So very happy to see that. And a late Tropical Island even. Sun Titan is pretty good here. We do have a lot of good 3s, but I still think we take the Breeding Pool. Yeah, our mana's looking very... Or the Tropical Island. Our mana's looking really good now. We can get... this pack is sort of a brick. I guess we could take Mutavault, which may make the cut depending on how the final build looks. There's also Signet, but it's a really bad Signet. Actually, I will take the Signet. It is. I stand by the fact that it's a bad Signet, but it's still decent for some of these plays. Now we get a late Elder Gargaroth. That's a good pickup. Search for Tomorrow is really strong. Happy to see that one for sure. We get the Secure Tribal Elder on the wheel. Okay, that replaces this. All right, not playing any of these cards, but that's fine. We can throw in 6 basics and play this with 17 lands, and this deck looks really good. Our interaction is only okay. We don't have, like, Banishing Light type effects, no Fractured Identity. I guess we do have Council's Judgment, but I think this deck looks pretty strong. Really good mana, too, which I'm happy about. So let's add some basics. Sort by color. So we have 9 white cards, 7 green cards, 9 blue cards. So we're base blue-white, but pretty even. For blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's decent. For green, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Also good. And for white, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we can count 1 plains for 1 island, and then just run it like that. And this seems really good. I think this deck is sweet. We didn't get Gideon Jura on the wheel, but I still think it's very strong. The curve looks a little bit high here, but then if you realize that it's like this, it starts to look a lot better. So yeah, we'll run like this. See you in round 1. All right, we have our opponent for round 1 with our sweet Bant deck. Can we win the die roll? No, we cannot, but we have a good hand. Turn 3 Garrick with very good mana. Island, go. All right. We do have a lot of acceleration in this hand and not a ton of top end, but Secure Tri-Builder and Cultivate both take lands out of the deck, which is sort of nice. Actually, I think we only have 6 basics in the deck, though, so if we draw a basic, we're not going to be able to maximize everything here. Let's go Plains, Secure Tri-Builder. Pass turn. We also only have 1 basic Plains in the deck, so we can't get double white with this mana fixing, so if we draw, like, Council Judgment or something, that would be a bit awkward, but we do have a lot of other white sources. Okay, Dak Faden. Good thing we didn't play Everflowing Chalice. Garrick into Teferi should line up pretty well against the deck, I think. If they have Spell Pierce, that would be quite bad for us. Okay, they discard Island, Thieving Skydiver. We'll grab an Island. Brazen Borrower, not a bad one, but let's just play Garrick Relentless this turn. Nice. So if they plus attack again, it'll be at 5. We attack it with a wolf. They would still be able to steal something, but we'll just keep this Everflowing Chalice in hand until we're at a good spot to use it. And next turn, I think, just play Teferi. Probably Teferi Tuck Dak, but we'll see what we draw, or what they do here. I guess best case scenario would be they play something that is soft to the Teferi Tuck. So if they just like tapped out for Koldatha Forge Master or like Coercive Portal or something like that. 5 mana, what is this? Time Warp. Okay, that's not that good. I mean, it's not, yeah, I think this is fine. They get to plus deck again, but that doesn't do too much. Now that their deck is about to ultimate, though, I probably will prioritize using Teferi to tuck it more highly if we can't attack it with a wolf. They also could be playing some sort of combo deck. If they're playing Sneak Attack, that would be bad. I guess we could go Teferi Plus and hold up Brazen Borrower to defend against that. Or to defend against, well, maybe Sneak Attack, but certainly Splinter Twin. Their deck looks strong. It also looks very good against artifacts. They have multiple ways to steal artifacts, so we might want to cut the Everflowing Chalice and bring in Pelucranos. Or Adonto Vanguard, actually. Adonto Vanguard seems... Oh, wait. I think we do want Trigon Predator, probably. Although we'll see what they have. I don't think we have any artifacts other than the Everflowing Chalice. They discard Glen Alendra. That's surprising. They must have a very good hand. Although I guess Glen is a little awkward against Garrick here. They have 6 mana. What you got? This does not work how you want it to, my friend. It looks like they have Splinter Twin, but they cannot... Pestermite has Summoning Sickness, so it cannot tap immediately. And yeah, this is going to be hilarious. If they just put the Twin on... Oh, they... Okay, weird play. They can bounce our Wolf, but then we can kill their Pestermite. This seems totally fine for us. So we'll go 3 damage here, play Teferi and plus. Or do we want to bounce or tuck Jace? No, tucking Jace doesn't do that much because they have the DAC. Let's just play Teferi and plus. So we each have 2 Planeswalkers, but I think I like our Planeswalkers better. I guess it's possible we're supposed to bounce the DAC, actually. You know, I'm going to bounce this DAC in response, actually, so that they can't ultimate in case they find a way to use that effectively. This doesn't mean we don't have more instant speed interaction for the combo, but Pestermite's already gone. And we could find Path to Exile. Next turn, we're probably tucking Jace with Teferi and playing Consecrated Sphinx. We can also plus Garruk to make a 1/1. And then next turn, if we want, we could -1 Garruk to find Knight of Autumn or Knight of the Reliquary. I wish we had a Questing Beast. Wurmcoil Engine is not effective. Oh, yeah, Wurmcoil Engine is a card we probably want to cut here. It's bad against Jace. It's very bad against Stack. It's sort of bad against Thieving Skydiver. Yeah, we'll cut Wurmcoil and Everflowing Chalice and bring in Trigon Predator and Adonto Vanguard, I think. And maybe Pelucranos. It is good against Pestermite. Pretty good. Actually, yeah, it seems good against a lot of their creatures. So Pelucranos is probably a card we'll want to bring in. Verdant Catacombs can get our second white source, which is sort of nice. It's a little annoying that we don't have any value lands, though. We have 3 man lands in the deck and Sheldock Isle, and any of those would be amazing here. Sheldock Isle is about to be live, and the man lands would be great for pressuring the Planeswalkers. Our opponent is deep in thought over there. If we can get Consecrated Sphinx down, that's very good against Dak Faden. So hopefully they're just replaying their Dak. 5 mana Zealous Conscript, Steel Teferi. Kiki Jiki, okay. That can kill Garruk, but then we can tuck it. Yeah, let's tuck the Kiki. They can redraw it with a Jace, but at least if they're brainstorming, then Consecrated Sphinx is going to go off for us. So fetch, grab Savannah, and play Consecrated Sphinx. Pass turn. I would really like to find Path to just insulate us against the combo. If they have exactly land, yeah, if they have an untapped land and Pestermite, they could go off this turn. But they bounce, so they're not going to be drawing the Kiki Jiki this turn. Or I guess they can, but they're dacking first. Okay, we're probably just playing Consecrated Sphinx and hoping to find Path to Exile. Smoldering Egg Pyro, okay. 3 mana. I'm not sure what this is. Imperial Recruiter, alright. So we know they're holding Kiki Jiki. Now they have Deceiver Exarch, so that is a combo. They're going to be able to kill us next turn unless we interact with them in some way. Oh, wait, they also need a land. Come on, deck, give me something good. Misty Rainforest. Well, think I'm going to start by fetching Hallowed Fountain here. Or do we just get Tropical Island? I guess we just get Tropical Island. So we could draw Path to Exile or Unexpectedly Absent to break up the combo. We could draw Click to mess up their hand. We could draw Ancestral Recall into one of these things. We could draw Knight of Autumn to kill the Boros Signet, which would mean they don't have enough mana. We could also draw Shell... Oh, no, we couldn't draw Shelldock Isle because we already played land. There's Remand. Yeah, we have a lot of live draws here. It's plus. Okay, that was not one of the live draws. We play Consecrated Sphinx and then just pass and hope to top deck into something good. All right, come on. We have so many answers. Can we draw one of them? No, we can't. So if they just go for it here, we do die. That sucks. We went through so much of our deck, but I couldn't find any of our good interaction for this. They might not go for it, but they probably will. If they don't go for it, we're pretty much guaranteed to find our answer. But yeah, it looks like they're going to get us in this game. They play the Exarch. Let's think about it. We're showing them that we do have an instant, but we're like, okay, do we want to counter this or the Kiki? I guess we'll save the counter for the Kiki. Obviously, we don't have the counter, but they don't know that. So if they just go for it, we concede. Yeah, unfortunate. Knight of Autumn, we were one card away from having an answer that would have done it. Elder Garroth, man, where was our... Yeah, it was a long time before we were going to hit our instant speed interaction. Path was way down there. All right, unfortunate. Should be a decent matchup there. Their deck looks good, but I think we are relatively well positioned against them. Let's bring in Polukranos to break up their combo. And maybe a Danto Vanguard to pressure, and maybe Trigon Predator. These are all the maybes. We don't want Wormcoil. I don't think we want Everflowing Chalice. Sower seems pretty bad as well. Yeah, let's run it like this. I guess Trigon Predator is also not amazing. Oh, you know, the place where we could have played that differently and maybe won was if we had bounced their thing with Brazen Borrower. Or not bounced their Dak Fade with the Brazen Borrower, save that. Another thing that we could have done, or that we should have done, that didn't end up hurting us, but we should have fetched for Hallowed Fountain there because we needed to be able to hold up double white and double blue in case we drew Vendilion Click. In that situation, Click was a card that would have been an out normally, but wasn't because of the way that we had our mana set up. Maybe Sower of Temptation is good. I don't think so, though. Yeah, let's just run it like this. All right, we get to be on the play here. Good hand. We'll keep this. Vendilion Click is strong in the matchup, and we have all our colors. We also have, yeah, I mean, actually the hand is very good. Instant speed interaction. It is a little annoying that this is not an accelerant that gives us 3 mana on turn 2, but that's fine. Polukranos. Okay, we'll probably just play that on turn 3 now. Unless they play a Signet, then I probably would just play the Trigon Predator. But no Signet. Let's grab a basic island with this. Do we want to play around them having a counterspell? No, let's end the Polukranos this turn, and then next turn we can play... If we draw land, we can play 3-drop with Remand up. Okay, Polukranos resolves. Do they bounce at end of turn? No. All right, this is a beefy boy. They just pass. Can we draw land? We cannot. We'll attack for 5 and then pass holding up remand. But I would much prefer to play click than remand here because that would put them on a 2-turn clock. J, sorry. That is worth remanding. I don't want them to bounce the Pelucranos. Shelduck Isle is a solid draw. So let's go Shelduck Isle. See what we hit. Elspeth, sure. And then we'll play... I think we're going to go for click here. So swing for 5 and then draw set click them. Oh, whoops. So they have a Jace that we know about. They could have other stuff we want to take. If we didn't have a path here, I would think we're slightly ahead, but it's close. And then given that we have the path, I think we're in a very good position. Okay. Oh, this is actually a really good hand. Very, very good hand. I guess they're also playing sneak attack combo. Bribery is not that good against us. They could get Elder Gargaroth, but we can take that out with Council's Judgment. Kiki Jiki is annoying. Time Warp is just like sort of a redraw. Firebolt's good against Click, but still not that good. I think we don't want to let them go Jace plus Firebolt. I think I'm just going to take the Jace. They can play the Time Warp, and that's fine. Yeah, let's take Jace. So my guess is they just go land, Time Walk, untap, land, Bribery, Firebolt. And that's like, I mean, that's a decently strong line, but not backbreaking by any means. Okay, there's the mountain. And there is the Time Warp. Yep. So they have 2 unknowns. They presumably go Island, Bribery to start, and they'll take Elder Gargaroth. And then, yeah, Firebolt this, sure. But Pelucranos is going to kill them pretty quick. What is this, Imperial Recruiter? Okay, that's fine. They can get Deceiver Exarch with this. Oh, they get Pestermite. Very bad play. Pelucranos can kill that well. So untap. Teferi is a good draw. Let's go land, go to combat. Do we want to monstrous this Pelucranos? I don't think so. I think I'm going to let them chump block if they want and then play Teferi. That is somewhat close, though. So play Teferi plus we're holding up Path. Oh, they have a counterspell. Mana Drain, are you kidding me? That's really annoying. Like, anything other than Mana Drain would have been fine. We know their exact hand. They could just cast Ulamog if they draw a land. But we actually have a good answer to that in Path, so that's... Or we have 2 good answers to that. They will probably just go for the combo here. Okay, they drew land. That's good. Pestermite. Tap the Colonnade. We'll float a white. And then luckily Deceiver or Kiki Jiki doesn't have Flash, so they can't go to the beginning of their combat. If they're going to go for the combo this turn, they have to go for it now. So they play Kiki Jiki. Then they tap to make a copy of Pestermite. In response, we will path to exile the Kiki. Oh. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? We needed a path with a Pestermite or with a Kiki on the stack. Now if we copy the Pestermite in response, they combo us. And if we path the, yeah. Yeah, man. So I just totally misplayed there. We needed to path the Pestermite in response. Wow, that's brutal. That was my bad. The first part was my bad. Them having mana drain was not my bad. That was, quite unlucky. That was like the one card they could have here. But we do die there. Man, I really thought we were going to win that one. So we do lose the first round. We should have been able to win that game. Game 3 could have been a little bit tough on the draw, but that is a little unfortunate. We're fighting for the 2-1 now. I'll see you in round 2. All right, we have our opponent for round 2. We're on the draw. That's unfortunate. We rolled a 1. Good hand, though. We have turn 2. Oh, yeah, we have turn 3 Gideon. And Sower to help protect him. Playing against another blue deck. Ooh, Ancestral Vision. Hopefully we can find Little Teferi. Drawing land there was not what we were hoping for. Jeez, yeah, another really bad draw. We'll play Sakura Tribe-Elder and pass. Jeez, okay. I think we're 20% to win this game, maybe. Turn 1 Ancestral into turn 2 Days on the play is pretty backbreaking. We have no play this turn now. Next turn we can play a Planeswalker, but they're just going to be way up on resources with the Ancestral coming off. They even could have another counterspell. So let's go Plains, Gideon. They're more likely to have a counterspell after the Ancestral comes off than now, so I'm going to lead with the one I care about more. Alright, good that worked. Hopefully they don't have like a Fact or Fiction or something end of turn. Memory Deluge, Shark Typhoon. There's a lot of stuff they could have. Okay, that's fine. We're in bad shape, though. We're definitely very behind here. They have 5 mana. They could play Teferi. There's a lot of bad stuff that could happen. Okay, Signet's not too bad. Here, interesting. Okay, we can attack that pretty well here. Put it to 1 and then play another Planeswalker while also developing our mana. That seems good. Oh, alright. We're not going to play that Everflowing Chalice now. We're just going to get Shelldock down. So, Garrick. They already played Daze, so we don't need to play around that. Make a dude. Play Shelldock Isle. Ouch. Alright. I'm glad we're not drawing all those lands, I guess. We'll plus and attack Nahiri. Pass turn. Brazen Borrower is quite good against Garrick since we can't put him to 4 loyalty. We can hold up Path to deal with that or Colonnade. They plus again, discarding a land, alright. They have 4 cards and 7 mana, so there's definitely a lot of scary stuff that they could do here. But we have good interaction for creatures, and we have Planeswalkers that can... I think our Planeswalkers are pretty good against opposing Planeswalkers because they generate so much board presence. I also do like a lot that we have Colonnade here. This is a lot of mana. Fractured Identity, my Garrick. That's bad, although I don't know why they didn't take Gideon. They kill that, but this seems fine. We can kill both of their Planeswalkers right now. I'm not sure what's going on here. This is some strange lag. But yeah, our plan is just to go animate Colonnade, animate Gideon, attack both. And they can't play Brazen Borrower this turn. What? This is annoying. So this, this is the problem. Okay, weird situation. This was gonna flip, but it couldn't flip. I don't think it should have been a draw. I think this should have just died. Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's super weird, but I guess that's a draw. Playing against Blue Eye Control or Jeskai Control. Fractured Identity is really good. The rest of their deck I don't care too much about. Do we want Trigon Predator? Probably. Do we want Adonto Vanguard? Also maybe. What do we not want? Sewer of Temptation seems pretty medium. I'll bring in the Adonto Vanguard. Yeah, let's run it like this. Alright, we're on the play. I'll keep this hand. I don't like that we don't have any plays for the first 2 turns, but we have turn 4, Elder Gargaroth, turn 5, Wormcoil Engine. Alright, so Misty Rainforest go. We're just going to be getting a blue-green land with this Misty Rainforest. Or, actually, no, green-white. Yeah, definitely green-white. Huh, playing against a fan, that's fun. Alright, we do get to be able to play this game. I guess that's something good. So we'll crack this, grab Savannah. Drawing basic land there was the worst thing we possibly could have drawn. Let's go Island Pass. Like specifically a basic land because we're going to run out of basics to fetch with all our things that get lands out of the deck. They suspend Ancestral on turn 2. Could have Mana Tide. Oh, come on, deck. Stop drawing lands. Cultivate. If they counter this, that's fine. They could have Mana Tide or Spell Pierce. Okay, that's totally fine. I would much rather them counter that than counter the Gargaroth next turn. But they do have Ancestral coming off, so we're not in great shape. All right, another good card. Do we want to play Teferi or Gargaroth next turn? Probably Teferi. We'll see what they do. Hopefully they tap out for Nahiri. Okay. Given that we drew that, I'm actually going to play the Gargaroth, and then next turn our hope is to go Teferi into click on their draw step using the untap clause. Okay, they remand the Gargaroth, sure. Nahiri plus, not too concerned about that. I mean, I'm a little concerned about it, but I think it's fine. We're just going to play Teferi and hope they don't have Spell Pierce. They don't discard anything. Interesting. So land, playing on days. Teferi plus. And we'll untap these 2 and hit them with a click. They're drawing 4 cards this turn, so they're gonna have 8 cards in hand when we click them. It's a little scary, but hopefully they'll only have one that we really care about. What you got? Zealous Conscripts. Oh, their hand is really good. Zealous Conscript stealing Teferi would be bad. I don't think I want to allow that, so that's probably the one we need to take. They don't have double red for Chandra or for Chain. Yeah, they don't have double red. Gideon doesn't do that much. Glenn doesn't do that much. Path doesn't do that much. Yeah, let's just take the Conscripts. So they can go land, Glenn, Chain Lightning the click. And then we need to decide what we want to take out with the Teferi minus. Okay, they discard Island. Makes sense. They play Island. Okay. If they found Fractured Identity for the Teferi, we're going to die. I really wish we had Fractured Identity. Gideon Jura. Okay, that's fine. And then they Chain Lightning the Click. Chain Lightning to Fairy. Interesting. Okay, that's fair. Well, plus Unexpectedly Absent. That was a great draw. We cannot use there's a couple options here actually. We could Unexpectedly Absent the Gideon now and then attack the Nahiri for 3 with a click. Alternatively, we could play Gargaroth or Wormcoil and then Unexpectedly Absent after that, but that's a little... Then they're going to have either a Gideon in play or a Nahiri. I think I want to get rid of it. I don't want the Nahiri to be able to ultimate, and I don't want the Gideon to be in play. So, given that we're using the Unexpectedly Absent, we don't have a way to play one of these creatures. So, let's just put Cave of the Frost Dragon into play tapped. And bury this as deep as we can, I guess. Well, I'll do it like this, I guess, just to play around days. Then we'll attack Nahiri for 3. They can minus the Nahiri if they want to. But if they do that, then we can attack... I guess maybe we should play Sterling Wildwood, actually. I was thinking it would be nice to be able to have the evasive creature, but I forgot that this does just cost 2 more to use. Yeah, I think we should have the Sterling Wildwood in play, not the Cave here. If they minus the Nahiri on the click, that'll be potentially a costly mistake. Oh, Chain Lightning's gone. They're holding these 3 and 2 unknowns. Oh, with them having Path, I guess we probably aren't going to be able to attack the Nahiri with a manland either way. Okay, they do exile the click. And play Glen. I think I'm just going to fire off a Path here end of turn. It's not great, but they're just going to counter it, and they would counter it later also. Oh, it resolves. Weird. I'm pretty happy to see that. Okay, so we'll plus. All right. Ancestral. Then we can go Search for Tomorrow into Gargaroth. I think that's better than... Yeah, let's do that. Especially because we don't have that many basics left in the deck. Grab a Forest, play a Plains, play a Gargaroth. Then they'll Path it, but we'll get our last land out of our deck, and then we'll be ready to... and then they won't have a good answer for this Wormcoil engine, hopefully. We have a ton of mana. They're holding a Chandra and 2 unknowns. We have Council Judgment to exile Chandra if we want to. They do play it, and plus, presumably, for cards. Hardcast Moldrifter. Okay, that's pretty good. Plus Nahiri discarding Plains. Okay, that's fine. This cave cannot kill either of their Planeswalkers. Ooh, good to see Cryptic go away. Let's plus. Good draw. We'll play this to exile their Chandra. Then we're going to drop Wormcoil. Play this and pass, and then we can cast Brazen Borrower at instant speed if we want to. Or we could bounce something. Discarding Portend, alright. That's sort of surprising. I feel like they could have played Portend, and then if they liked a card they saw, they could draw it immediately with the Nahiri. But I guess that means the other two cards are cards they want. Hardcast Frost Titan. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. They tap down the Worm Coil, I would imagine. And then I think I am just going to play Brazen Borrower to trade with a Moldrifter. It's not amazing, but I like keeping the Teferi's loyalty high. Then we can tuck the Frost Titan if we want to. If they tap any... Okay, that is a strange play. I think I'm going to Petty Theft the Nahiri in response. They haven't used... Oh, no, they did use Nahiri. Okay, we'll just let this happen then. That's fine. Sower of Temptation. Alright, yeah, we'll just bounce that end of turn. And then we're going to get a nice attacking with Worm Coil. We do need to find an answer to this Sower of Temptation eventually. We've gone through a lot of our removal spells already. But I still think we can probably leverage this to some sort of good situation. Knight of Autumn, not really what we wanted. Let's plus again. Ooh, okay. We'll attack Nahiri with Worm Coil Engine. Alright, this trade is totally fine with me. Then we get to play Elspeth. Okay, they're taking it actually, and here it goes to 1. And I guess we play Chalice for 2. We could also play Knight of Autumn and hold up Vendilion Click. But I think I'd rather just get Chalice for 2 down, and then we can play either Factor Fiction or Brazen Borrower at the end of their turn. And having a bunch of mana is actually valuable when we have these 2 man lands. So definitely want to untap 2 blue sources. So now we can play either Factor Fiction or Brazen Borrower end of turn. They cannot kill either of our Planeswalkers. They plus Nahiri again. They could have minus... Oh, no, they was at 1, so it could not minus to kill the Worm Coil. Discarding to ready. Both players are low on cards in library. They play the Sower. Okay, stealing Worm Coil. We can kill that with Knight of Autumn, or just... Yeah, probably kill that with Knight of Autumn. Although, no, then they get the 3/3s. That's sort of bad. We'll see what they draw. Or we'll see what we draw. Do we want to play Brazen Borrower to trade with Moldrifter? No, I kind of want to just play Brazen Borrower to attack Nahiri. Yeah, let's do that. Trump block here. Then in the turn, cast this. Alright, Ashtata Vanguard is not exactly what we wanted this late in the game. Plus Teferi again. Sakura Tribe Elder is certainly not what we wanted. That's just a 1/1 with no text. Let's attack Nahiri for 3. Alright, we get to kill the Nahiri. That's pretty good. They have a couple flyers. So how do we want to deal with this? I think we go minus the Elspeth. And then Knight of Autumn to kill one of the dudes. And then we can leave both of our manlands back to block. Do we have enough mana to do that? Let's see. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. The one with lifelink. we need, let's see, 2, 3, 4. Well, we can tap Savannah, Forest, or Savannah, Island, Everflowing Chalice to animate the Cave of the Frost Dragon. And then we need to tap Razorverse Thicket, Forest, Hallowed Fountain to animate Cave of the Frost Dragon. That's exactly enough mana. Wait. Alright, let's see. In total, including leaving it back as a blocker, Cave costs 6 and Starting Wildwood costs 4. So that's 10. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can afford to play a Adonto Vanguard first because of the Teferi Plus. It's good we have the Everflowing Chalice in play. That is helping us here. Opponent has another land. They don't have any attacks. They just concede. All right, sweet. So playing against Jeskai Control. Yeah, I mean, I guess we already knew that. We're on to game 3. Duretti is a weird card for them to be playing. Doesn't seem very good. They have more creatures than I had realized, and they have some creatures that are pretty good, that Sower is pretty good against. So both Sower and Pelucranos are options. I do still kind of like the Adonto Vanguard. Maybe I'll cut Wormcoil Engine. It's bad against their Sower, and it's also bad against Nahiri. And then for the last cut, we could bring out one of our green things that finds basics, because we have not that many basics in the deck. Or we could cut Everflowing Chalice. I think I'm going to cut Cultivate. It's a good card, but like we have so many other 3-mana plays, and it's often adding Pelucranos does give us some more firepower just for making sure we don't run out of win conditions. It would have been really, really good there. It could have been a huge creature. And it deals with fly as well. Okay, this hand is good. We have all our colors. Turn 1 Shelldock. We have Teferi. No Ancestral. Okay, good. I mean, Teferi is good against Ancestral, but I still think I'd rather them not have it because they might be able to deal with our Teferi. I'm going to play Stirring Wildwood here. We could play Shelldock on 1, but like we can just delay this decision until we have more information about what we want, although immediately drawing a land after that is sort of bad. We'll play the Chalice, and the next turn we can play... We'll see. Hopefully they just daze this. Okay, Spell Pierce. Yeah, that's totally fine. We didn't need that. Next turn we'll play Razorverse Thicket and Teferi. Teferi or Knight of Autumn? Let's play Teferi. Remand, okay. Pass turn. Alright, we'll just play Teferi again. And then play Shelldock Isle tapped. That is the risk of playing Shelldock Isle, but I still think it's worth it here. Nice, now we get Teferi. That's very good. Pass turn. Alright, let's go Savannah, Knight of the Reliquary. Leaving up Petty Theft. And then we can just start churning through our deck. Oh, do they have... Okay, they Petty Theft our dude. That's a little bit annoying. Now, do we want to Petty Theft their Brazen Borrower? I don't think so. Well, we'll see what they do. If they play Frost Titan... I guess I'll just take this. Well, no, I am going to actually Petty Theft this. It does mean that they can play Petty Theft again, which is a little bit annoying, but I think preserving my life total against this deck is actually somewhat relevant. Okay, we draw Elder Gargaroth. So we can go land, Knight of the Reliquary, they'll Petty Theft it, but then we can play, we'll just trade Brazen Borrowers off, and that's fine with me. And if they want to counter our Brazen Borrower, that's also totally fine. They only have 2 cards. All right, these two canceled each other out nicely. There's a click. Good draw. We don't have enough mana for Gargaroth plus click, so let's just play Knight of the Reliquary and then play click in their draw step. I'm happy to see no play end of turn. We'll see what they got. Only 3 cards. Okay, Unholy Heat to kill the Knight. That's fine. What do you have? Zealous Conscripts and... Alright, we'll take the Zealous Conscripts. Don't care about it as a Signet. They just play that in pass. Let's just play our hand. So hit for 3. Play Gargaroth and Udonto Vanguard. And then that's a lot of pressure. They're going to die pretty soon if they don't find something. There's the Gargaroth. Oh, Cryptic Command. That's annoying. Alright. Then Udonto Vanguard. I still think we're in good shape. We are ahead on board. They only have 1 card. We have a Manland. We're counting down towards Shelldock. And then we have a really good answer for their next permanent. 4 mana Nahiri. If they minus on the click, we can just kill it with a Vanguard. They might still do that just to deal with our board, but that's not that bad for us. And if they plus, we can animate Stirring Wildwood and send everything at Nahiri, and that should be good. Ooh, okay, oust that. Plus, well, we can still kill their thing with Stirring Wildwood, so they can't really do much. I mean, they probably should still minus with the Nahiri, but that's not that impressive. Our mana base is looking like it's going to be the difference in this one. Like, we're basically even, except we have Shelldock Isle and Stirring Wildwood. So Orb of Temptation was okay. Not that good here. I guess it could have been... What? Everflowing... Or no, it could have been Cultivate. Ooh... Karn is not good for us. I guess we can take it out with Council's Judgment. So I think now we draw the Udonto Vanguard, which is an okay draw here. Get rid of this Karn, and then play our Beater. Two more cards until... Oh, wow. All right, that should seal the deal. We'll hit for 3 and pass. And now I don't really know what they could draw here. I mean, I guess Fractured Identity, the Consecrated Sphinx. All right, there we go. So we're 1-1, despite the weird draw there. Again, still a little sad that we lost this one. Game 2 was very, very winnable if we hadn't made that mistake with the path. It is what it is, though. I'll see you in the finals. All right, we have our opponent for the finals. Can we win the die roll? Yes, we can. 5 is greater than 3. I think this hand is too slow. Like, we just don't interact with the board at all. All right, this hand is good. We'll put back, I think, just basic planes. Yeah, that seems fine. Then we'll go Colonnade into Cave of the Frost Dragon into probably Tropical Island. And this is a good clock in the air. Oof, well, that's bad. But we're just hoping that we can sort of tempo them out and they won't have answers to our flyers. They play Probe for Life. That's actually relevant. We're dealing damage in increments of 3, so 18 could be notably different from 20. We'll pass turn. Petty Theft is pretty good against Library of Alexandria. Because they're just like, it's essentially equivalent to killing something if they're just like flowing cards that much. Do they just pass? Oh, Mox. Ugh, that's pretty bad. That's really, really bad, actually. We'll just go ahead and turn Petty Theft or Mox. And then actually we can click them to try and take the Mox out in their draw step. We'll see if they have a counterspell here. But this is a pretty disgusting start. I mean, Library of Alexandria and Mox. Okay, they have a click too. I don't think we can beat this. Yeah, I don't think there's basically any way we win from this position. Well, there's a Knight of the Reliquary. I guess we'll play that. But they're just so far ahead on just, yeah, we're just getting buried. This Library of Alexandria is a card that, like, I love playing with and just hate playing against so much. It's just, like, pretty impossible to beat unless you're hyper aggressive. It sucked that they had a play to make in their end step there. All right, they swing for 2. That's fine. Do they miss their... Oh, no, they don't miss their line drop. If they have a spell here, I think we're probably dead. Maybe if they don't have a spell, we have a chance. Question is, do we want to play Brazen Borrower? Yeah, I guess we'd probably just go Secure Drive Elder plus Brazen Borrower, tapping the Knight of the Reliquary to sack the Hallowed Fountain. But they're still at 18, and we don't have any real pressure. They're ahead on mana. Yeah, Library plus Mox. They just have the really high card quality. Okay, I'll actually play Cultivate here, I think. This gives us a way to win, because we can win if we top deck like something like Elspeth and they can't deal with it. So let's grab Forest, Island, or Plains. Put Plains into play tapped. We're going to be sacrificing that. Play Forest, sacrifice Plains, grab Verdant Catacombs, and then fetch Savannah, and play Sakura Tribe Elder. Okay, now we have a pretty big night, and we have a lot of mana. So hopefully we can draw something to do with all this mana. They have another play end of turn. Oh, geez, they're like pressuring us now. Okay. Draw yet another card. We can play Council Judgment plus Brazen Borrower, but then we're just going to die to the library. We're falling to 10 here, so we do need to start taking steps to deal with these flyers immediately. We can get Sheldock Isle at least. Let's crack this for an island. Everflowing Chalice. I don't think we're casting that here. Let's just go Council's Judgment. Memory Deluge. Jeez, they just have so much card advantage. Would we rather exile the Brazen Borrower or the Vendilion Click? I guess it doesn't really matter, but I guess the Click. Well, no, I'm actually going to do Brazen... Well, if they have Phantasmal Image... Alright, we'll do Brazen Borrower, in case they have Phantasmal Image, and they want to copy their flyer. Then we'll play this tapped and pass turn, and our plan is to grab Sheldock Isle end of turn with this Knight of the Reliquary. Their deck looks very, very good, though. To be honest, much better than ours. The way we win, again, is by just, like, accelerating into one of our sticky threats, and like Teferi or Elspeth, and them not having an answer to it. But at this stage, when they've drawn so many cards, they're basically guaranteed to have counter magic. We do have a couple man lands that could be hard for them to deal with. But, like, the thing is, so far, we've been able to, like, make plays and use our mana effectively every single turn. But that's going to end soon. And they're going to continue making plays. We'll cast Brazen Borrower. Do they have a counterspell? Alright, we'll go to blocks and trade these off. So if they use library this turn, our Shelldock Isle will be online immediately. Interesting. Treasure Cruise. Okay, that seems totally fine. They're going to have to discard multiple cards to hand size. We have plenty of blue, so I'm just going to sack this and grab the Shelldock. Teferi. All right. I mean, that's pretty good. Maybe we actually could win this game. They discard 3 cards to hand size. Okay, that was a bad draw. We'll use Shelldock Isle, play Teferi, plus... Jeez. I think I'm going to use Everflowing Chalice this turn. So we'll sack this. I guess we just grab... Yeah, we'll grab Stirring Wildwood. Play this. Crack it. Grab a Forest. Play this for 3. All right, we have a 7/7 Knight of the Reliquary. We have 3 man lands, and we have a ton of mana. They have a million cards in hand, but we have a mana advantage, and hopefully we can start leveraging these man lands for the win. Knight of the Reliquary has been very good here. Consistent source of mana. It found us this Teferi, and it's also gotten us all of the pressure that we have on the board. They use library, okay. I think now we're attacking with the Knight of the Reliquary. There's not really any more need to grow it, and we have all of it. Like, we don't have any more value lands to get. Unfortunately, there's no wasteland to deal with the library. Hardcast Muldrifter. Man, all they have is card draw in their deck, it seems like. If they're just discarding 2 cards to hand size again, that's not a problem. 2 island. Okay, Teferi was, or Remand was a very good draw. Well, plus... Unexpectedly Absent. Okay, let's go tap, tap, tap. Animate this. And 1. Yeah, we can animate the Cave of the Frost Dragon. Actually, I guess animating Stirring Wildwood is equivalent to animating the Cave of the Frost Dragon here in terms of damage, and it could potentially be relevant that we have Unexpectedly Absent available. So we'll just animate this and attack with everything for 14 damage. Wow, I thought we were getting crushed, but all of a sudden we're looking really good. Our opponent just, like, played card draw into card draw. They didn't need to play, like, Memory Deluge, Treasure Cruise, Muldrifter. If all of these cards were, like, interacting in some way, that would be one thing. But just card draw into card draw is not effective. So we'll pass, untap a couple lands. And now with us having Remand in hand and Unexpectedly Absent, it's hard to imagine a way they can win this one. Alright. They've drawn so many cards, but they still played, like, no actual spells. Like, how do they win the game? I guess just with these, like, flyers? Maybe they have a combo in the deck. They could be playing... actually, Thassa's Oracle would be a spicy way to win in this deck. That would actually be pretty good. If they have if they have, like, a couple counter spells that we haven't seen yet, and then Thassa's Oracle, and their plan is just, like, keep on playing card draw, and then eventually win with the Oracle. We'll see, though. Phantasmal Image to try and copy our Knight. Alright, that's fine. We're just going to kill that with Unexpectedly Absent. Could also kill it with a Teferi, but I think I like continuing to plus the Teferi, both to just, like, hopefully keep finding us action, and then also the ultimate is a legitimate threat. They'll need to deal with that. Alright, Unexpectedly Absent this dude. Doesn't matter what we make X, because it's just getting sacrificed no matter what. Alright, now they're dead on board unless they have something. I'm sure they do have something, but we'll plus. Elder Gargaroth, good draw. So I think we're just going to make them have it. Animate this. Animate this. And then we have Remand. I mean, they need to have, like, Deceiver Exarch plus Counterspell. Okay, they don't have something to tap. Bounce Spell in the night, maybe. Snapcaster Mage. That doesn't even have anything to flash back. So let's just... Oh, well... I guess there's no point in... Well, yeah, no. We'll let this resolve. Actually, no. Let's remand this. Let's remand. And then if they replay Snapcaster, then we can path it. With a trigger on the stack, so they won't be able to flashback Spell Pierce. Force of Negation. Okay, that should be game. This resolves. Then we tap the Colonnade for the path, and that is lethal. Wow. Somehow we managed to beat them, despite the fact that they drew a million cards. I mean, we actually also drew a lot of cards, and we had a big mana advantage. But pretty sweet game. We're able to take it down. So they're very heavy blue, only a few red cards. They do have Pyroclasm. Polukranos seems very good. Adonto Vanguard seems very good. Trigon Predator seems okay. What do we not want? We haven't... I guess Seraph Temptation is good against those flyers. Wormcoil Engine seems pretty good against them. Maybe Cultivate. And a lot of good cards, honestly. This is a close call. Could be Everflowing Chalice. Yeah, I guess I'll cut the Chalice. And we will submit like this. Okay, this is heavy on the lands, but I think it's still keepable. They have a Shelldock as well. All right. We really don't want to draw more lands. Okay. We will suspend search and pass turn. I guess we probably should have fetched Savannah. If we draw exactly Savannah, then we get punished. Otherwise, there's no difference, but that is worth noting. Okay, they play Mox. Knight of the Reliquary. Let's get Shelldock Isle down. Ugh. That's really bad. I guess remand. But I'm not really happy about any of those. Pass back to the opponent. The next turn we can play Knight of the Autumn to kill their Mox, which seems pretty good. Do they have I guess they might just have the 3/1. Oh, Pestermite. Oh, well, we might just be dead. Wow, we saw so much of their deck and we didn't see the combo, but it looks like they do just have it. Does that knowledge change anything for us? Nope. Oh, they don't. They're not killing us at least. That's good. They don't have red mana. So we'll grab a Plains with this. We still don't have a good way to deal with the Pestermite, though. Ooh, now we do. I think I'm still going to get a little greedy and kill the Knight and go for the Knight of Autumn this turn, though. The next turn, I guess we're a little constrained on the white mana. We can't play Knight of Autumn plus hold up Unexpectedly Absent. But I don't think just like playing really conservatively is a good plan here. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. So there's a good chance we die to Red Source off the top. Or they also might just have like Memory Delusion to Red Source. So there's a lot of stuff that would kill us here. There's also some risk of just getting tempo killed. If they go like Vendilion Click and start swinging for 5. We do have Knight of Autumn. Or Wormcoil Engine to gain life. Okay, we take 5. Library of Alexandria, but they're a long way away from using that. So let's grab green-white. Untap. Breeding Pool is one of the worst draws in our deck. I think it's worth it to get the Knight of the Reliquary down, even though I don't love it. And we'll hit for 1, just because there's no reason not to. And then next turn, we still don't have mana for Wormcoil Engine. Maybe we were actually not supposed to. No, I think it's still worth it to play the Knight. Yeah, I think playing the Knight is good. There's a lot of things that kill us, though. We need them to not have a play end of turn, okay. Now, if we draw, yeah, we can play Wormcoil Engine and just hope they don't have a way to deal with it. Pelucranos, that's a good draw. Yeah, we can monster. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So we go Island, Pelucranos. And then we can Monstrous to kill the Pestermite, which slows them down and removes the twin combo as a threat. So we'll hit for 2. And then in their upkeep, we'll go float green, sack this. I think I will just go Verdant Catacomb. Actually, the life total does matter here. I don't want to really be dead to Bolt. Yeah, so I'll just grab a Forest. Or plain. Oh, no, we don't have an untapped white source. That would be painless. Okay, yeah, so we'll just grab Forest. And do this and Monstrous. If they can bounce this in response, that would be bad. Okay, nice. We do get the damage off, so we'll hit your Pestermite. And then we're taking some damage from this Brazen Borrower, but next turn we can play Wormcoil Engine with Unexpectedly Absent up. And we also have a quick clock. We're hitting them for 8 damage next turn. Knight of the Reliquary has been quite strong. Alright, we take 3, go down to 4. We're dead to Burst Lightning, we're dead to Banefire. Dead to Fire Blast if they have another source. Okay, sure. So we'll just go Island, Wormcoil Engine. And swing for 8. And now the annoying thing is that we will have to shock if we want to have double white mana available. Snapcaster Mage to chump block Pelucranos. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just pass. And then if they do nothing, then we care. If they just, yeah, I think we'll just go grab a tapped white source if they don't play anything that we really care about. Sword of Feast and Famine. Okay, that should just win for us. Like, if they equip, then we can, in response, play Unexpectedly Absent. Alright. Sack Forest. Grab Hallowed Fountain untapped. Our last untapped white source. Put this on top. And then that's lethal. Got there. I guess they could have had... Oh, no, Force of Negation doesn't work because it was there. So pretty sweet. We could not quite get the trophy because of that first round. Again, we blundered in game 2 of round 1. Actually, we blundered twice. I think we might have been... Oh, no. I think that was just our only blunder. But, oof. Hold on a second. All right, my computer was able to pull it together. So, yeah, we blundered game 2 of round 1, where we could have broken up their combo. Then we would have gone on to game 3, and who knows what would have happened on game 3. We're on the draw, and... Their deck was pretty good. It's sort of funny we played against multiple twin decks. But we still got a 2-1. No trophy, but a really sweet league. I thought this deck was a lot of fun. Bant is maybe my favorite color combination to play, just in terms of how much I enjoy it. I think blue-white is usually better, but Bant is a lot of fun if you have the mana for it. And we had a really good deck. We had both the Fairies, Ancestral Recall, Consecrated Sphinx, a lot of fun cards. Also, the mana lands were pretty huge. That one game where we beat Library of Alexandria in game 1 of the finals was an epic battle. That was so much fun. We got some really sweet games for sure. Pelucriners might have wanted to be in the main deck. We brought it in a couple times, and it was always very good. So probably we were supposed to main deck Pelucranos and cut the Cultivate, just because of how few basics we had. If we had 7 basics, that might be different. But we also had a sort of awkward curve with a lot of 3s. At any rate, just a sweet league all around. Couldn't get the trophy, but number 2 of the hopefully 10 in a row, although we're behind schedule. But that was a great league. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.